Hi, welcome back. I'm Christy.
I'm Richard, and welcome back to our YouTube channel,
Fulfill the Game of Life.
So before we get started, we want to ask you to hit the subscribe button.
And give us a thumbs up.
You can tell we didn't coordinate that very well. But take a moment, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. And what we want to talk about is Airbnbs, what they are. And we're going to assume, you guys have heard the word, but you're not really sure what they are. And then we're going to tell you why we chose the path we chose with Airbnbs. And then we're excitedly going to show you our first 6 months of different Airbnbs, so you see what our future looks like, and so you can come along for the journey. So what is an Airbnb?
So an Airbnb is basically air bed and breakfast.
It originated as an air bed and breakfast. I think it has evolved some, but that was the original intent.
So basically people rent their homes or their apartments. In Europe they call them flats. I didn't know that originally. I think I just learned that maybe 2 years ago. Basically, they rent out their flats for any given amount of time. You can rent it for a day, a week, a month, or even longer term. It's just a really convenient way to travel around Europe.
Yeah, and we didn't want to come to Portugal and tie ourselves up to 6 months lease. We wanted to experience way more than one house or one city in 6 months. So we were looking at different options. Yes, of course, you can get here and you can sign a lease just like you would anywhere else, but that wasn't what we were looking for. We were looking for early retirement and early adventure.
Right, and since part of our D7 visa process allowed for us to be able to use Airbnb, that was another reason we went that route.
We did look into the options of how we could travel and still meet the visa requirements for 6 months worth of a proven residency, and they did tell us that you can use Airbnb. So we said, hey, this looks like a win-win for us, right? Here's where you're going to be shocked, though. I think the whole world kind of exploded when we started looking down this path, and we pulled up our first Airbnb, the web page. We plugged in Portugal, and then we plugged in the dates and the price range that we wanted. And when you see the properties that are in Portugal,
so many options. It was really exciting to see the different price ranges and all the different flats that were available. A lot of really unique places that you wouldn't get
anywhere else.
Exactly.
I mean, the styles of architecture, the age of some of the places, but there's new modern places, the prices, the locations, the views, the balconies, and you trust me, if you took the time to go to Airbnb, you typed in Lisbon, Portugal, or even Portugal overall, and just gave it some random dates, you would be shocked. It is the most, it's like Amazon for properties.
Right.
When you're overwhelmed, but I promise you, every 2 minutes, you're going to look at your mate and say, come look at this property, come look at this property. I mean, it's continuous. It's just unbelievable how many options and how appealing those options are. So, we're looking forward to that, honestly. That's super cool, and we're going to show you our stays coming up. So
one of the biggest advantages of using Airbnb is that in the price it already includes internet, electricity, television, just all the comforts of home, really.
Basically all the utilities, the water, the gas, those things like that. Now you got to stop and think, well, that's not that big a cost savings. Here's the cost savings. If you moved every month and you had to spend the first week of every stay going to the utility companies or call, just like you do when you move a house in America, you got to go set it up, you got to pay a deposit, you got to go set up your whole life you couldn't do that every month efficiently, and Airbnb solves that. Very much like a hotel. You walk in and it's all there. You don't have anything to sign up for, you just pay the monthly fee.
Right.
So that's, when you think about traveling, that's terribly important. You really don't want to deal with setting your life up once a month. Right?
Exactly.
The other thing we mentioned briefly on the prices, at the end of the video, we're actually going to show you, we're going to tell you what our average price is for the first 6 months. But let's start with this. Right now we have 6 bookings that are firm. That's right.
Yes.
We're obviously in the first one. We'll show you a little more detail. This one flat we got for the view and the balcony. It is owned and still lived in.
Right.
So there are, you can tell it's set up as a home. Our host has a PhD, so she has books everywhere. So it's a little different. The second property, which is moving out to the National Forest. You can see it's on the edge. Begin the hiking. We'll begin close to the waterfalls, and we'll see what kind of nature looks like at the base of the hill. So we'll see where we're at there.
Moving into August, we are going to head to Italy to see my son. So I'm excited for that. The flat is a gorgeous studio. Lots of stone on the walls.
Huge stonework in these buildings.
Exactly. So we're excited for that stay as well.
Yep. And then so we're going to come back from Italy and
back to Portugal.
September. Yep.
Right.
We're going to be just north of Lisbon here. We're going to be about an hour and a half north. And you can see from these pictures the ocean view from the actual apartment is beautiful. We're so excited once again to sit on the balcony and do our balcony babbles.
Yeah.
So we know we got another balcony there, but we're going to have a month there, and it's really close to Sintra. And Sintra is a city with some of the most popular sites in all of Portugal. A lot of people come to Lisbon and travel to Sintra, but we're going to wait till our trip back just because of the general location, and we want to spend our time here in Lisbon while we're here.
Moving on to October, to a very fun novelty Airbnb flat, which Richard found.
Yeah, I get more excited, I think, than you.
I think you do, because I called it the Yoda hut, but it's a mill. It's very small, very unique place to stay. So, as you can see in the pictures, I think it's going to be really fun, interesting. It's almost like camping, but in a
nice, safe indoor area.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's going to be interesting.
I mean, and just look at this picture of where you could eat breakfast, overlooking the ocean. Look at how much of the ocean is viewable from where you're at, and of course the upstairs and the small bedroom. But you can look out the window and see that ocean view. You know, this is a truly unique stay, and we're super excited. I'm super excited. She might give you a little bit of roughing it stories, but I'm so excited about it. We'll see how that turns out. And our last booked stay so far.
How do you say that? Sesimbra?
I assume so.
Okay, so that's where we're staying, but it's another gorgeous ocean view property. And
look at these pictures, though, and you see in these pictures, this place looks much more modern, much more clean. So we're going to go from hundreds-year-old mill to a new, modern, with a balcony.
With just an amazing, gorgeous view of the ocean.
Yeah, so there it is. You can see our next 6 months, and I'm sure you can hear the excitement in our voice. You can see the excitement in our eyes. You can see us smiling. This is going to be unbelievably awesome. And then the best news after this, for the 6 months, to kind of give you a real number to these things. You can go look at them yourself, but to give you real numbers, all 6 days for us, so for 6 months, has an average cost. Again, the stay, the electricity, the internet, the television, all that stuff is included in every one of these. And I think most of them do have air conditioning. There's one or two that doesn't. This one doesn't have air conditioning.
But
we've
it's
not
a
needed
problem.
it. Right?
No, not at all. It's around what, just above $1,500.
Yeah, $1,516 I think is the official average. So look, half of our, every single month, we told you our magic number was probably $2,500. With this month coming in, we know we're not going to make that budget. With $500 worth of COVID tests,
right.
That kind of blows some of that. But $1,500 a month to live in parts of the world that we have never seen, with unbelievable views and endless adventures. And you know, there's a side of me that just, I can't wait, but you know what? I don't want to leave Lisbon that fast either. So Lisbon has been fantastic, and we're only 5 days in. So welcome to the adventure. We look forward to you guys coming along with us, and we'll work on some additional videos coming up. But
if you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and leave them in the comment section, and we'll get back to you on those. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up.
Absolutely. So we're logging off from now, and we'll talk to you in our next video.